At least 5 people have been killed in a shooting at an Islamic center in the U.S. city of San Diego. Police say the 2 suspected gunmen were teenagers and they're among the dead. Authorities are treating the shooting as a hate crime. For more on this, we're joined by John Hendren, who's live from San Francisco. So, John, first up, please, if we give you a news conference, I understand. What have they been saying?
Well, police led with that there are 5 people dead, that 3 of those are adult males, and that 2 of them are teenagers. The gunmen themselves, 17 and 19 years old, according to police. We don't know how many people have been injured, but we do know that some people have been taken to Sharp Memorial Medical Center. There was also a school in that mosque complex with people from pre-kindergarten to 3rd grade. And the imam of that mosque went on social media to say all the children, all the teachers in that school are fine, but he did ask people not to come to the location. They obviously want to keep things under control there. And police say that that situation has now been neutralized. There's no active threat. It's not an active scene anymore, but they're obviously gathering as much information as they can about what happened. They are treating it as a hate crime, but so far we don't have any details about the motives of these young men. And interestingly, we're told that the gunshot wounds on the 2 gunmen were apparently self-inflicted. So there was apparently an intent for them not to make it through this. So we don't know a lot about it, but of course, the next thing that's going to happen is police will be going to their homes and searching for as much information as they can get about what happened here and why.
So, John, police in the United States must tragically be getting well used to events like this. Is there a kind of protocol that they go to when these things happen?
Absolutely. San Diego is one of the bigger cities in California, and they will have a large police force, so thousands of members, and they'll be well-trained in responding to these kinds of incidents, because as you mentioned, sadly, this has happened in every major city in the United States and many minor cities as well. So the first thing they do is they get as many officers as they can there, they close down the scene, they neutralize the threat, then they work on the people. They try to get people either to safety if they haven't been injured or to the hospital if they have. But that school would have likely had a drill. Sadly, in the United States, these children now go through active shooting scenes all the time. And it's something, anybody with a child in an American school knows that this happens. So they probably would have had a system within that school to deal with that, the way the door's locked and that sort of thing. But in this particular case, we are told that people were down on the ground inside that complex and injured, suggesting those gunmen actually made it inside of that complex. So one of the things that you can expect people at that school to look at is whether they could have done things better, whether all those procedures were followed, whether any security officers there were on the scene doing what they needed to do. But as you say, sadly, in the United States, there is always the likelihood that a mass shooting like this could break out pretty much anywhere. And so the police would have had a system for dealing with that.
All right, John, thanks for that. John Hendren reporting that.